Hello everyone, so in this video, let's talk about the O3 air unit and the O4 air unit. We will try to compare the video quality produced of these two devices. And for this test, we will be using the BetaFPV Pavo20 Pro and the BetaFPV Meteor75 Pro. Right off the bat, they have different field of view. This has a 117 FOV, meanwhile this has a 155. I'll correct it. I forgot if it's 155. If I'm wrong, I'll put something here just to correct me because I forgot. But this has a wider field of view. Specifically, it has ultra wide. Meanwhile, this could only work up to wide. So in this video, on the first part, we will try to both of their camera to the nearest FOV of each other, especially the ISO and its shutter speed, just to match the video produced of both of this. This has a bigger sensor and it is way bigger than this. So this is a very tiny drone and the VTX is very small. So let's see how DJI created something very small on a very small package, and if the video quality of this will be on par with their previous system, which is the DJI O3 air units. Okay, so what we will try to compare is the onboard video, because if I use the goggle feed or the goggle video, you will notice which of the two is the O3 and the O4. You probably know by now which is the O3 air unit and the O4 air unit. Actually, this is not a good comparison because really this is actually an O4 Lite. So some settings here is way too basic when you put it against the O3 air unit. But what we want to achieve in this video is that how big the O3 air unit is before. It has two stocks of VTX parts, meanwhile this only has one board. So of course this has to be compared with the O4 air unit Pro, but by making it very small like this that could fit on a very tiny whoop, DJI did something better with the O4 Lite. actually, if you think about it, really, the bigger sensor and bigger camera of the O3 Air unit really outbeat the O4 Lite. Really, the main problem with the O4 Lite is that the limited field of view. I was hoping they could have given us an ultra-wide version of this instead of going with normal when you turn on rock steady. So that is one problem that I have with the O4 Lite. But in terms of how small it is and how you could put it on a 1S whoop, that is actually a game changer. And hopefully in the future they could improve the camera of the O4 Lite. The O3 really shines in a very bright, this is like an action camera. So the more light you give this, the better the video quality produce. And if you really want to add motion blur, you could really add ND filters here. But the O4 Lite, that is the weakness of this build. If you try to fly this on a very bright day, you will see a lot of jello because of the difference in the camera. As you can see with the O4 Lite, there is no filter or something that is in front of the lens. Meanwhile, if you look at this O3 Air unit, see that there is something in the front of the lens besides this glass. There's actually a glass here that is right in front of the lens. And the lens also has something in front of it or at the back that is either colored blue or is that bluish or greenish? Blue-green. I'll just put it as blue-green. The camera here is way better than this. This is all glass. So hopefully in the future they could improve this. Like you're flying an OG Air unit of DJI when you're using this. The difference basically of them is the size of this and the sheer compactness of the O4 Lite. If you will ask me which of this would be a good option, it depends on what will you fly. If you like tiny whoops, 1S builds or probably a 2S build without doing any modification on the VTX, the O4 Lite will always be a good option for that, because as you can see here, this is a 1S build and I see a couple of people putting this on a 3S, even a 4S build. So the only downside is the camera and FOV. Meanwhile, if you're able to find a seller, because I believe DJI already discontinued this, if you can find an O3 Air unit that is not decased, what I mean is it is still intact, still on the original case, so that if it's a bit cheap, get it, because the quality of the O3 Air unit is still good at this moment. Hopefully this video gives you that idea and decide for yourself which of this would be a good fit for your next build. We will end the video here. Hope to see you in the next video. Happy flying. Take care.